This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Dozens of flights cancelled. Air India's management cracks down on striking pilots and de-recognizes the union. Delhi police trace 18-month-old Ishan after his maid vanished with him. His parents regret hiring her without verification. Duncan Fletcher takes over from Gary Kirsten as the new Indian coach from the West Indies tour onwards. And Satya Sai Baba is laid to rest in Puttaparthi. The resting place is now opened for viewing. Welcome to the late night news on NDTV Hindu. I'm Evelyn Matthew. Let's also bring you the top stories we're tracking at this hour. A young life cut short after lack of attendance and piling arrears drives a person to death. Not the first in a fortnight, but experts say prevention is the near of the hour. The Congress and DMK members disagree on the draft PAC report by Murli Manohar Joshi, alleged he had a biased mind. Karunanidhi calls the CBI's interrogation of his wife and daughter as highly publicized, but promises to fight corruption charges on the legal front.
Has got a modified intention and a predetermined notion.
Sikkim's Chief Justice P.D. Dinakaran calls for a ban of media coverage during the hearing of his impeachment charges. The Amma captain combinations pledges to take down the Sri Lankan president for his crimes in the separatist war against the LTTE. In what's now become an unprecedented political crisis, several members of the Murli Manohar Joshi-headed Public Accounts Committee of Parliament have now accused Mr. Joshi of being unilateralist and undemocratic and working on a hidden agenda. The Congress and the DMK are asking for Dr. Joshi's resignation, saying he's working with a view to destabilize the government. This a day before Mr. Joshi's report on the 2G scam was to be circulated among committee members. Mr. Joshi wants the report to be adopted, but several members are in fact rejecting it. The report accused the Prime Minister's office of not doing enough to enforce a cabinet decision. It also raises questions on the role of the then Finance Minister, Mr. P. Chidambaram. In response, the Home Minister says he is indignant at comments made in Joshi's draft report and that he will counter Joshi's charges publicly tomorrow.
Most important documents were not passed on to the members. It is the chairman that look at the documents in the committee, and most of the time he was only asking questions and trying to get answers from the witness in a way he wants.
Putting words in their mouth.
That also, putting words in their mouth. That also, many of the members have objected to it. So in this background, it is very clear to our mind that this chairman has got a modified intention and a predetermined notion and possibly some plan to destabilize the government, which also is getting confirmed through the media and the press reports.
Now, if the pen is mightier than the sword, the DMK knows best. The ruling party has decided to legally fight the accusations of corruption against the daughter of the party chief, Kannimuri. 30 senior leaders of the DMK got together at a high-level meeting in the city this morning to discuss the case against the Rajya Sabha MP, and also decided by the sidelines that it will not opt out of the UPA coalition. The ruling party has been vocal about its resentment since Kannimuri was charge-sheeted by the CBI for conspiring with former Telecom Minister A. Raja to accept huge kickbacks in the telecom scam. The DMK patriarch has criticized the interrogation of Kannimuri and her stepmother Dayalu Ammal as highly publicized. He also objected to the charge sheet against Kannimuri being leaked deliberately ahead of the formal presentation by the CBI in court.
Bangalore yes I don't know appear ahead. I don't look at the other. I don't look at the other. Carl to the other. I
And to quieten the critics of the party, the DMK patriarch did make sure that all knew he was behind his daughter in this case. Kanimuri has been summoned to appear in court on the 6th of May, but the DMK has said that it will not interfere with the law process, adding that Kanimuri is innocent. After the big meet today, here's what she had to say.
I'm just telling you one line.
And we must be happy that the party stood
It is in court and we will face it legally. Thank you.
And we're happy the party stood with you fully.
The leader is doing a press meet. Please stop.
Well, there have been reactions coming ever since questioning whether it is in fact pressure politics unfolding. Here's what a section of the Congress party had to say.
मैं एक बार फिर से ये दोहराना चाहता हूं कि सरकार बिल्कुल स्थायी है और अगर कोई इस भ्रम में जी रहा हो या कल्पना के बादल उड़ा रहा हो तो अगर ये गलतफहमी छोड़ दे और वास्तविकता में जीना शुरू करे, यही उसके लिए बेहतर है.
Moving on, Sikkim's Chief Justice and controversial Judge P.D. Dinakaran has petitioned the committee hearing his impeachment charges to ban the media coverage for the hearings. Justice Dinakaran is facing impeachment by the Parliament for his misconduct and corruption charges. A 3-member panel headed by a Supreme Court judge is probing these charges listed by the Rajya Sabha MPs against Justice Dinakaran. In his petition before the panel, Justice Dinakaran says media should be kept out of the hearing and out of the hearing of the panel, or as they are biased against him, that will prejudice the hearing of the panel. Joining us over the phone line right now is Chief Legal Correspondent with NDTV-24/7 Arunachalam Vaidyanathan. Vaidyanathan, looks like Mr. Dinakaran is quite keen on keeping this as private as possible.
Yeah, of course. You see, because of the media only, the whole issue came out, is land grab, misconduct, everything came into light. So after that, the 50 MPs of the Rajya Sabha presented a memorandum for impeaching Justice P.D. Dinakaran. So based on that, Vice President Ansari formed a committee headed by Justice Aftab Alam of the Supreme Court. Other members are Karnataka Chief Justice and Justice P.P. Rao. So Justice Dinakaran has petitioned this panel saying that media should be kept out, there should be ban on the media coverage, because normally this committee will meet and the lawyers will argue just like a courtroom in Vigyan Bhavan Annex. The media normally used to cover that. Not only this, in earlier also there is almost Shomitro Sen's proceedings also even covered by the media. But interestingly, Justice P.D. Dinakaran wants the ban on the media. He says media coverage will prejudice his case. That was his petition says. Anyway, the panel hasn't taken any decision. So in between, Justice P.D. Dinakaran also petitioned the Supreme Court saying that P.P. Rao should not be there in the panel because he is biased against him. But anyway, this request was rejected by the panel when he approached the panel saying that P.P. Rao should be kept out. He should recuse. But that was rejected. We will have to wait and see whether the panel will hold in-camera hearings or it will be open to the media. It will have to be wait and see.
Right, thanks very much indeed, Vaidyanathan, for joining us with your inputs on that story. Moving to affairs of the court back here in the state, the Chief Justice of the Madras High Court, Justice M.Y. Iqbal, visited the Tiruvallur District Court this afternoon and suspended 2 judges who were absent during the sudden inspection. Both were absent from duty without availing leave. 2 months back too, the Chief Justice visited Georgetown Court Complex in the city and took a suo motu petition on lack of basic amenities in the court complex. The Madras High Court's full bench today held that the Government Order 248 and Government Letter dated 7th of October 2005 imposing an embargo of 1 to 5 years for promotion were illegal. The particular government order imposes a check period of 5 years for promotion of government employees who face minor punishments. Government servants who completed their punishment period are eligible for promotion according to the order of the full bench. The bench observed that the check period was innovated by the state government and was not in tune with the statutory rules under which Tamil Nadu State Subordinate Service Rules and Tamil Nadu Civil Service Rules were in fact framed. This is a relief for several employees who are reportedly denied promotion on charges of corruption and misconduct. Up ahead on the bulletin, as the curtains fall on the final moments of Sai Baba's journey, devotees get a last peek at the Guru.